That rising noise sounds like a migraine in my head.
Sounds like a migraine when I look at this.
I'm getting cluster headaches. Just please stop talking to me.
That's where I was going with that, but I didn't.
No!
What is a cluster headache even a real thing?
No, they're real.
What's it mean? What is a cluster headache?
It's just like a thing that...
It's when it's a cluster.
It's when you just get a ton of headaches all at once and they blow up your head.
Oh.
It's literally like 75 million trillion billion
But
headaches.
we used to know a person who used to blame all their problems on the...
Oh yeah?
Even the, like, every single... It was mostly her just being a horrible person.
She would eat blocks of cheese and then puke and complain about it. It's like, I just made that. It's not even like 5% true.
I think every kid in my school used their PSP for porn.
Really? I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, you could put MP4s on it.
Rural Christian.
So they were like downloading porn and putting their porn on their PSP?
Yeah, and bringing them into school and showing each other.
Do you remember when our friend got fined $5,000 because he downloaded porn?
Are we allowed to say that?
Maybe not. Maybe
I don't think he'd want people knowing that.
It's a really funny story. Yeah, you should probably cut it.
It's really sad. He doesn't deserve that.
I said, I said, dude, who downloads porn? You were like, oh, I shouldn't have looked at do it anymore.
Wait, downloaded it from where?
Some porn website, and apparently some company found out that he did that and sent him a check in the mail for a fee for $5,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah, probably cut that out. So.
We can bleep his name. That's actually like a really fascinating story.
It's true. I was talking about when it happens. I don't remember if he ended up paying it or if he ended up saying "f you" or what.
Yeah, that's really weird. So he downloaded it from like
I can't. This was years ago.
But I mean, if you go to a porn site and you download porn, that would insinuate you bought it, right? Or
no, he torrented it.
Oh, he torrented porn?
It might have been he torrented it, yeah.
Didn't you guys have your internet, like, shut down because you got caught?
It was because some stupid bitch in our house at the time downloaded Mary Poppins or something. She downloaded Saving Mr. Banks and then blamed everyone else. In a house of fucking, like, 7 or 8 guys, who the fuck downloaded Saving Mr. Banks? And she fucking got mad at everybody.
And she
of course it was her.
And she blamed everybody else for eating her carrots. And she said, her baby carrots. I said, do you think anybody would fucking like? It's a $1 bag of baby carrots. First of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, like nobody in this house eats fucking super healthy.
Yeah.
Nobody's sneaking your fucking baby carrots.
Me and Zach used to live with a really horrible bitch.
Yeah, she's genuinely a bad person. I don't feel bad saying that.
One time she left. She left cereal out, and then maggots got into it, and then moths started appearing all over the house. And every night, I'd hear Corey fucking smashing them against the wall, going, "Fuck!"
And one time he had like a Blue Moon bottle of beer in his room, and there was like 60 of them. It was like a trap. They would all fly into there and die.
Yeah. And then he was
Did he just leave it then?
Well, yeah, one night he was screaming, and I just ran up to his door. I was like, "Corey, shut the fuck up!" And he was like, "There's just moths everywhere." I'm like, "I don't care." And then fucking a few days later, she was literally on the floor in the kitchen in the fetal position crying. We're like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "What do you mean, what's wrong? Look up!" And we looked up, and there's maggots crawling across the roof. And we're like,
there was like 2.
Yeah, we're
like 2
okay.
little maggots.
We're like, okay. We're like, this is your fault. It's like no one else buys fucking cereal here.
Well,
you fucking nut.
She said she had bought one of those gigantic sized thing of Cheerios in a box.
Yeah.
And she said somebody ate my Cheerios and forgot to close the box back up. It's like nobody did.
Yeah.
Nobody
she was just nuts. We got so much fucking stories about her.
You remember that one time she got really bitter and pissed off because she had to go to.
She got really fucking mad.
She had a day job. She had to go to her day job. And she was like, "Why do you guys get to fucking sit around all day?"
Yeah, we're all working in the office. It's like making cartoons.
Yeah, it's because like this is our job.
So yeah, it's like she was mad. You guys are drawing like a fucking 1,000 pictures a minute, so
we were all sitting in the living room watching a movie, and she got really mad that she had to go to work at fucking wherever the fuck she worked.
And it's like,
yeah, we worked to do this.
Yeah. It's the free market. If you're working, you get something, you get it. I think it's fair. If she, I actually say the same thing about like YouTubers that a lot of people don't like even Ray Johnson. I'm not a huge fan of. Obviously, I think
he worked for it.
He worked for it. And be mad at the people watching him, not the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. At that point,
if there's an audience for it, be mad at the audience, not for the guy who's supplying the appetite.
Fucking. Can we tell the one story about one time we went to a party and her brother was there, and we were all watching the TV. Like whenever
what were we watching?
We were watching Babies Falling Over compilation on YouTube, and the brother walks in and he goes, "What are you watching?" We were like, "Babies Falling Over. Take a seat." And he sat down and he got really fucking mad.
And he was like, "Give me the controller."
Yeah, he's like, "Give me the controller. I'm sick of this shit." And we were just like, everyone else is having fun, but okay. And we gave him the controller and he put on Honest Trailers, and then nobody was like laughing, and everyone just started talking over it. And he got mad. He stood up.
Did he look like this? Did he have half of his face burned off?
Nah, he looked normal.
It's time to put on Honest Trailers.
No, Lyle.
He really hated Babies Falling Over.
He really hated Babies Falling Over, and he walks out of the room.
This is him with the remote.
So he walks back in, and we're all watching a really, really gory horror movie. I don't remember what it was. And there's someone on TV getting stabbed in the stomach over and over. And he walks in, he goes, what the hell is this? And then Zach turns around and goes, Sonic goes to the real world, dude. And then I went like that, and he looks at me, and he's like, "Yo, Chris, just so you know," and he looked over at a girl. He's like,
a girl who, by the way, he tried to hit on.
He tried hitting on her. He tried actually bringing her into the woods to hit on her.
Yeah.
He goes, "I would never hit her, but I would lay into you." And I was just like, "What?" He's like, I would never hit her, but I'd lay into you." I'm like, "Okay."
And then he walked away.
And he walked away all flustered. It was the weirdest fucking encounter. It was so fucking weird.
It was just genuinely bizarre. Everybody walked out like, did that just happen? Did he just throw a punch you?
Everyone tried ignoring it because it was so weird.
It didn't make any sense logically. I kept saying like, did that wait? So I was like, I heard everything just happened, but you're telling me I said Sonic goes to the real world, and this guy said he would not punch a girl, but he would punch Chris, and he left. That was the sequence of events.
He should have said that to you for making fun of him.
If anything, yeah.
It made no fucking sense. He was just mad at me for some reason. It was because I put on Babies Falling Over. It must have fucking infuriated him.
Do you think he was like stewing on that until he like came back into the room?
I think he was really angry because the girl kept turning him down over and over.
Yeah, he was definitely like blue-balled. Oh, I think you were sitting next to this girl. Not like that kind of way, but you were just sitting next to her.
Oh my god, yeah.
I think that was it.
Yeah, what a fucking idiot.
He was also bragging. He was like, "Yeah, gonna make a bunch of money by selling a bunch of games to GameStop." Yeah, GameStop, whatever the fuck it was. But he was like bragging he was gonna sell $30 worth of games.
I also think it took him months to find a job, and then he got fired after one day.
Oh, here's a good way to end this story.
Well. So
the other roommate, we were talking about the girl, his sister, the first girl with the mod story, she was living at our place paying like half rent.
Yeah.
And then he moved in without anybody consenting and got a whole room to himself and paid half of her rent.
Yeah, it made no fucking sense.
So they were both paying like a quarter rent, and it took him like 3 months to get a job, and he finally got a job. He worked at Starbucks, and he got fired like almost immediately.
And then when everyone made him move out, they found a box of pubes under his bed.
Yeah, he would like cut his fucking hair.
Wait, a box of pubes?
He had a sweet little wooden box with beautiful carvings, and inside of it was his pubes.
Like a cigar box of pubes?
Yeah, had rare jewels embedded into it.
Like green gems.
Flawless emeralds and rubies.
On a bedrock of pubes. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. That's a horrible mental image, but it's a beautiful thing.
They were horrible people. She also stole a cat from somebody I know. I remember one time I was hanging out with this girl that
There's plenty of people who don't feel bad about it.
No, I was hanging out with this girl. I'm like, "Oh, she's so hot," and she's like, "I stole this like sweater the other day," and I was like, "What? What? Okay." She's like, "Yeah, these people who own these stores, like, they don't even get affected. Like, it's a big chain." I'm like, "They're gonna get fired because you fucking idiot."
They can always get another job.
It's the most unattractive thing ever. My parents own shops too, so it like hit home.
Yeah. I
Fucking
hate
bitch.
Feel, dude.
Yeah.
when it's a thing with kids. Like I expect it at least, but it's when if
No,
you're
she was
talking-
like 20.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're talking to adults who are still doing that kind of thing, that's when it's
They're not
worrying.
stable people.
Yeah. Because I knew somebody years back who every single day would brag like, yeah, I went to a party and I stole like 3 laptops.
I stayed with these fucking scumbags in college, and they were like, "Oh, we went to a party last night, stole an iPod." It's like, you're fucking idiots. And I started locking my door after that. I was really fucking worried. And then they were like, "Why didn't you ever hang out with us?"
It doesn't make you look cool.
Because I don't want to fucking get robbed from you fucking psychos. They're like, "Chris used to hang out with us. Now he just locks himself in his room." It's like, yeah, it's because you steal from people.
You don't want to be an alibi.
And I don't want to bring it up with you because a normal, mentally stable person wouldn't do that. So I don't know what you're capable of if bringing up something like that.
Well, yeah, you said they say that sucks. Let's steal from him.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's beat the shit out of him. He knows our secrets.
Let's fucking kill him.
I'd say there's like a turning point for people that if they haven't changed with that sort of thing, you can kind of expect them to never grow out of it.
He was like 24. He should have known better.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Exactly. I'd say around like 20.
Yeah, if that's still
22.
going on.
The other fucking
I'm gonna say
dork.
14. Like before you even hit 20, you should not be.
I think
continuing
early 20s there can still be a little bit of a window where people might.
Yeah,
have
you
like a
can
high
still
school
mature at that
mentality.
point, but
Yeah.
then it's like
But
they're
has to
not
be-
gonna want to.
yeah,
Is the thing.
super early 20s.
If I
you
knew
don't
someone
come
who
out
was
of
over
that.
16 stealing shit, I wouldn't trust them ever again.
that. Yeah. I mean, it's malicious, but it has to be really harsh.
You should know better by that point. I don't care if you're a fucking teenager. Juliet,
What?
what did you get up to this week?
What did we get up to this week? The fan fucking fell on our heads and crushed us
true.
both.
How did that happen?
It just happened.
Tell me the whole
It really-
story.
yeah, why don't you tell the whole story?
Okay, I was sleeping and it was very nice.
Were you weeping?
And the couch is positioned right underneath the fan.
Yeah.
It's not right underneath the fan.
It's
It would have.
the
It probably might have hit you, but
Julian,
it's.
the blade clips the couch.
You can play while you talk.
But it was I was sleeping and I heard loud knocking. I thought, oh, someone's at the door because we had ordered something, and I keep missing the mail person.
Yeah.
So I freaked out. I got up. I was gonna go answer the door, and then just as I get up to go over to the door, just as I'm heading over, the fan crashes down on
It's
the
a
floor
ceiling
behind
fan.
me.
There's a spinning ceiling fan.
Yeah.
Did it spook you? What was the noise you made?
I heard you shout, and then I heard because I think you said "oh" right, because you were like, "Oh, it's the mailman,"
Yes.
and you woke me up. I heard you shout, and there was a big crash, and I fucking jumped out of bed because I constantly worry.
Fucking hard.
I constantly worry about like some horrible thing happening while I'm asleep, and then I miss it.
Do you ever flush?
It's kind of like a vandal thing to do.
Yeah,
Isn't
that's not his computer.
He's evil. I knew it.
Chris,
it? Yeah.
what would you do if you walked into your room and he was there smashing your computer with his keyblade?
Him?
Yes.
Does he look like a PS2 character, or is he in the real world
Yeah.
and all hyper realistic?
He turns and he pouts at you after doing that.
If he still looks PS2-ish, I would probably run and get a crowbar and just beat his head in.
Okay.
I wouldn't feel bad because I'd feel like he's not a real human.
And if he's normal, then you would not want to retaliate because you'd be afraid of.
I'd rush him and push him over and just try to hit his head off a wall. And then if I knock him out, I'll duct tape him up and put him in my garage.
He can turn into his low LOD model whenever he wants to, and he moves a lot faster when he does that. So you see him traveling like through the kitchen, running 20 times faster.
I would just try to like beat the shit out of him. I'd take all of his little money balls and sell them on eBay, and say authentic Kingdom Hearts money replica.
I'm curious to know what they would feel
character
like.
you'd want to live with if you had to room
In
with
Kingdom
one?
Hearts?
Yes.
I'd want to live with
Yeah, they had to room with them.
18-year-old Kyrie.
Really.
Yeah. We'd watch Vine compilations. She'd go,
He goes, hey.
or can I can I torture them?
What?
I guess if that's what you want to do with your
If that's
life.
what you want to do with your roommate, sure.
Just with specifically Sora. If I can cut up his face a little bit.
Leave that in.
You have to leave that in.
Put a big space after words of silence.
No, I'm gonna look like a psycho.
That's the joke.
Yeah, leave it in.
Okay.
Chris, I guarantee if you leave that in, people will laugh really hard at it.
Just cut his face a little.
Julian, did I ever tell you about the London mishap?
No, tell me. Did you poison all of London or something?
No. It was
That you're talking about vomiting?
It was a Newgrounds London meet.
Uh-huh.
How old was I? I think I was.
Was
19.
David Firth there?
He was not. No, I was. Okay, I was 19. I went to Newgrounds London meet with some of my friends from Ireland, right? So we went to a bar where everyone was like drinking and shit, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was supposed to eat and line my stomach, and I just didn't do it.
Ah.
So they all were like, "We're gonna get pizza." I'm like, "I don't want pizza." And I just went into the bar, and I drank. I think I drank 8 pints of.
And you said, "Give me everything."
No, I was like, I drank 8 pints of Bulmers, and I was like, and they were like, we need to get Chris home. I was like, and then they put me into a taxi cab, right? Second I get into it, I stick my head out the window, go,
Oh no.
and the car was driving, so it made like a rainbow of puke, and it spread over the side of the car because it was driving.
I imagine you poked your head out and there's a car behind you and they look at you and you just smile at them and you vomit all over them.
No, I was with my friends, and Harry Partridge and his girlfriend were there, and they were like, "Oh god!" And then the guy was like, "Get the fuck out of the car!" So we got out of the car, right? And then this other taxi pulled up because they hailed it, and I was just like standing at the side of the road, and I was like, and they were like, "Can you bring our friend home?" And they're like, "No, he's too drunk." They're like, "Please, please, please, sir, it's like 4 a.m. and we don't know how to get back." And he's like, "Okay, fine." And they like gave me like a bag to puke in case I needed to. And so my friend Jack and Sean walked back to the hotel, and my friend brought me back to the hotel, right? So they're walking through London at like 4 a.m. They see a man in the middle of the street and a woman, and they walk up closer to them, and it turns out his finger is up her arse. And then he turns around to
Did you just say arse?
Arse. That's how they would say it.
You didn't say arse.
That's how they explained it. The guy turns around, he goes, he smells his finger.
No!
He does. He smells his
That
finger.
didn't happen, really?
And then Sean and Jack were like, "Ah!" And they like run. They like run really fast. And they walk into the hotel, right? And my friend was on the bed, and they were like, "Where's Chris?" And he was like, "He's in the bathroom." They're like, "Is the door open?" He's like, "No, he won't let me in."
Chris, they say the loo.
No,
They say he's sitting
English
on the
people say
shitty.
that. We're Irish, but they're
What
like,
do you say? What do you call it?
the toilet.
The toiler?
The toilet. But fucking Jack and Sean are like, "Where's Chris?" He's like, "He's in the bathroom." And they're like, "Is he in there by himself?" And they're like, he's like, "Yeah, he won't let me in." They're like, "Fuck's sake," right? And they use a coin to like unlock the door, and they open it. I'm like sitting on the toilet with my pants down, asleep, and I'm like, and they're like, "Fuck's sake." And then they try picking me up off the toilet, and shit sprays out of my ass.
Oh my god.
All over the floor. And,
What a night.
And they throw me on the floor in my own shit, right? And then they drag me out of the bathroom, and then I wake up in the morning with my pants down around my ankles, covered in shit, and I'm like, was I wrong? Because I don't know where I am. And
Was I?
don't know where I am. I'm face down on a floor. My pants are down, and I'm like I haven't realized I'm covered in shit yet. And I'm like I was definitely wrong. So I sit up and I look around. And I'm like, oh, thank God. I'm like in my room.
Oh,
with my
he
friends.
dissolved into brown sauce. Thank God.
No, and I sit up and I'm really angry because I'm like, why the fuck am I on the floor? Where's my pants? And then I sit up and I go, what's happening? And my friend Jack just sat up and he went, Chris, sit the fuck down! And I'm like, okay. And I go back to sleep. And I wake up again and I'm like in so much pain because of my head. And I'm just like, what happened? And they're like, Chris, you were such an asshole last night. I'm like, what happened? They're like, you got super drunk and you were like shouting and you puked everywhere and you shit all over the floor. I'm like, I don't believe you. And they took out their phones and they showed me pictures of literally everything they said.
And then you went.
No, I did not go. I went.
He should have.
I went.
You are a real asshole.
I went. Oh no. delete and make sure that
Why you deleted them?
You deleted
I'm
them.
so embarrassed. But now looking back on it, it's like the funniest shit ever.
Chris,
That's a very embarrassing
Chris,
story.
if you shouted out "delete it" and a giant cursor came in the room, it broke through the window, it picked up your friend and dragged him to a recycling bin,
Yeah,
how would you feel?
I'd law. I'd empty him
Empty him.
into
Yeah.
the recycling bin.
Oh, I thought you meant like his bowels.
That's what I did.
I see. How do you feel? Not so funny, is it?
No, but can I just end the story by saying I've never gotten that drunk since, and I'm actually quite nice when I drink.
Yeah, you usually go out of your way to be like, oh yeah, I don't want to drink too much. You've definitely learned your lesson, I think.